Gordon Bombay. I told you it's an insane last name.
It's like a James Bond novel.
It's like a name that George Costanza made up for like one of his alter egos.
Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself.
Are a toy!
Yeah, baby!
Here is the path to the dark side.
You are here for me to enlighten you.
I wouldn't say I've been missing it, Bob.
And one time, at band camp,
I see dead people.
First rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club.
If I don't make it out of here, don't put me down for mummification.
But I don't want your life.
hello.
I hate the way you talk to me and the way you cut your hair. I'm also just a girl standing in front of a boy.
I know Kung Fu.
Welcome to 1999, the podcast. I'm John Brooks.
I'm Julia Sermons.
And for this episode, we're doing a See Also, going back to September of 2001, a month where nothing interesting happened, to look at the follow-up film from Varsity Blues director Brian Robbins, opening September 14th, 2001. Great timing at number one, and going on to become the 62nd highest grossing movie of 2001, right behind Julia's favorite movie, I Am Sam. It, like Varsity Blues, would turn a profit, going on to make $44 million worldwide on a $32 million budget. Starring Keanu Reeves, Diane Lane, John Hawkes, D.B. Sweeney, Michael B. Jordan, Brian Hearn, Julian Griffith, and the late great character actor Mark Margolis. Written by John Galens and based on the nonfiction book Hardball, A Season in the Projects by Daniel Coyle. Today we are talking about Hardball.
They're the worst team in the league.
Nice catch, Andre.
In the worst neighborhood in the city.
Wow. Nah, millimeter.
But they're about to get some help from the last person they ever expected.
That bum guy's our coach?
You work for Smith & Stevens Securities.
Yes.
What deal did you blow?
What?
Well, I'm sure you're not coaching this team by choice.
Hey! What's going on?
All right, let me break it down to you right quick. Andre say he catch any apple ball. Coffee say I'll give you all my guns if you catch this ball. Then Andre say,
I got it. Thanks. Andre Ray Peace.
Man, I better back the heck up.
All talk.
Miles Penfield II.
Man, Miles, you stink.
What's up, Kofi? You scared of the ball? New rule! No one can say anything bad to anyone else on the field.
I think it's wonderful that you're teaching these boys to play baseball.
Oh my God, he caught it.
I just think it's a shame no one spends any time helping them to read.
Miss Wilkes said she had a good feeling about you.
Miss Wilkes said that? Why don't we have dinner? What about after the game on Saturday?
Saturday.
The boys would love to see you there.
You're not really trying to get Miss Wilkes, are you?
No, why?
Good, because I already tried, and she ain't having it. Yeah, me too.
Ready, Miles? Want me to hold your Walkman?
Paramount Pictures presents, in association with Fireworks Pictures,
Coaching's the best thing I ever did. I feel, for the first time,
the story of 10 kids and a coach who never had a chance.
Where I'm from, do nobody father come back.
Until they took a chance on each other.
what do you do around here for fun?
Play baseball with you.
You guys will never be a team until you see it played right.
Let's Jimmy stop on now!
One of the most important things in life is showing up. I'm blown away by your ability to show up. Take a good look at yourselves and be proud.
Got it. Where do you say, Jamal?
So, Julia, what is Hardball about?
Okay, Conor O'Neill, played by Keanu Reeves, is a gambling addict and all-around mess living in Chicago. He owes money to various nasty people, and his options for digging himself out are, shall we say, limited. So when his friend offers him $500 a week to coach a little league team from the housing projects, Connor says yes, not because he loves kids or baseball or personal growth, but because he needs the cash. Predictably, the kids are more than he bargained for. They are loud, chaotic, and unwilling to take orders from this rumpled stranger who clearly has no idea what he's doing. But in a stunning turn of events, they start to grow on Connor, and he reluctantly starts to become something like a responsible adult. He even manages to pursue a romance with the kid's teacher, played by Diane Lane, who is far too good for him, and he knows it, and she knows it, and we all know it.
We all know it.
The team gets better, and the kids move towards a championship. But when G Baby, the youngest kid on the team, is caught in the crossfire of a gang shooting and killed, Connor is shattered and wants to quit the game. But the kids all want to play in honor of G Baby, so we go to the championship and they win. And there is a silent montage. Happy.
It's a weird ending.
Yeah. There's a happy, silent waving of trophies scene.
Yes. Yeah. And a smiling Keanu Reeves with children being happy. Like Varsity Blues, Hardball basically split critics down the middle. It has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 42 and a Metacritic score of 48. In the Los Angeles Times, Kevin Thomas praised the film, writing, quote, Hardball, a surefire heart-tugger made with skill and judgment, affords Keanu Reeves a career high point as a chronic gambler who finds unexpected redemption in coaching a team of adolescent baseball players in a bleak and dangerous Chicago ghetto housing project. Inspired by Daniel Coyle's memoir, Hardball, A Season in the Projects, this endearing film strikes an all-crucial, consistent balance between grit and sentiment. Writer John Gaddis and director Brian Robbins understand how important subtlety and nuance are in telling a story that wears its heart on its sleeve. In a generally positive review in the Chicago Sun-Times, Roger Ebert gave the film 2.5 stars, but noted, quote, Hardball tells the story of a compulsive gambler whose life is turned around by a season of coaching an inner-city baseball team. That sounds like a winning formula for a movie, and it might be if the story told us more about gambling, more about the inner city, and more about coaching baseball. But it drifts above the surface of its natural subjects, content to be a genre picture. We're always aware of the formula, and in a picture based on real life, we shouldn't be. But in a scathing review in Rolling Stone, Peter Travers wrote, Hardball, crudely directed by Brian Robbins from a by-the-numbers script by John Gattens, is a smarmy proposition passing itself off as family fun in the style of the Bad News Bears. Based on Daniel Coyle's book about a magazine editor coaching a youth team in Chicago's Cabrini Green projects, the film takes a true story and drags it through a swamp of hyped-up Hollywood cliches. Okay. As last time we talked about Varsity Blues, and last time we had Jackie on for not a baseball movie, since this movie is in Chicago and about baseball, sort of, we invited Jackie back to talk about Hardball. Jackie, what's up?
Hey, Johnny, Julia. Not much. Yes, it's about baseball, but not really. And I'm from Chicago, but also not really. I'm from the suburbs. I always want to make that disclaimer up front.
Whatever, man. I grew up in Boston. Like, nobody knows where Medfield, Massachusetts is. So when I go somewhere else, they're like, where are you from? Like, Boston. They're like, oh, cool. You know.
I usually say just outside of Chicago. I'm just outside of Chicago.
Yeah, but like, okay, sure. Right.
Is
just
that like
outside.
Going to school just outside of Boston.
Yeah. Anyway, you're from Chicago. You got the accent. You love the White Sox. You know. It's
Chicago-ish.
It's all good. Chicago-ish. Yeah. So neither of you, I think, had seen this movie before. I hadn't seen it since probably around the time that it came out. And I didn't like it as much as I did initially, but there are some things that I think are quite nice about this movie and also very frustrating about it. But we will get into that. Jackie, within the milieu of your baseball, Bad News Bears, Sandlot, child-centered, scrappy group of kids becoming the champs genre. How do you think this movie stacks up?
It very poorly, John. It stacks up very poorly. I didn't enjoy this one. And, I was thinking about, Julia asked me on one of the previous podcasts what makes a good baseball movie to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about that a little bit more. I was like, I think the movie has to have good baseball acumen. Like, I have to believe that those people love baseball. And what I kept thinking as I watched this movie, I'm like, whoever wrote this movie does not love baseball. And, I found the storyline, like, it wanted to be great. It wanted to be good. But the baseball acumen was not there. Like, they just showed the kids, how does Keanu Reeves help those kids get better at baseball? Because I didn't
That's a great
see
question.
him instructing them one time. Like, just
Yeah.
automatically, they're good and they're going to the ship. And I'm like, well, how did they get better though?
Yeah.
By getting yelled at? That's not how it works. And
yeah.
So, but I mean, it did have some redeeming qualities, just in, they tried to have some redeeming qualities, and because the story itself, it could be a very sweet story, but I felt like we didn't get a lot of character development or exposition that would make me care, like, about that stuff. We got like a few concerned parent scenes, like with like some throwaway lines, but I'm like, like, I want to learn more. I need to learn more in order to get invested. And I just, everything, like Ebert said, that is a great assessment of this film. Like, it was surface level. It didn't go very deep in it. It could have, and it just chose not to. So not my favorite, but I can now say that I've watched it. So that's something.
Yeah, I agreed with every word of Ebert's review. And yeah, I think like some of the things that you are mentioning are things that in my memory of the movie, I like so much of it, sort of my sort of emotional memory of it is like tied up with the other sort of films of that genre, that I didn't really notice some of the things you're saying, like the fact that the movie doesn't do anything to explain why they get better at baseball, aside from like the really, really great sequence with like Notorious B.I.G. and Miles. And I love that character and I love that whole bit. But yeah, it's
that
not,
was a good part. I like the Miles storyline. Like, we love a neurodivergent king.
Yep.
See, all these,
the Miles character in the story is the best part for sure.
Yeah, that might have been the best part of the movie for me too.
Who can only pitch well to while listening to Notorious B.I.G.'s Big Papa.
I love it when you call me Big Papa. Yeah,
and singing only the radio edit version of it. Because I'm like, I think there are some other lyrics in that song.
Well, yeah, or they just don't get to those ones in the scenes that we see.
I was kind of surprised that they like. I mean, I guess it's different sports, but like a different era too. Maybe. I was surprised that was like disqualifying.
Oh my God, you could definitely not do that in Little League Baseball.
Really?
No, you can't have like headphones on while you're pitching. That's not a thing.
Because you might be cheating, right? Is that it? That you might be getting?
No, I think it's just because they don't want anybody to get hurt.
Yeah, like, you have to be very. When there's stuff like flying around you at fast rates, you need to be aware of your surroundings, and
it's like snowboarders have headphones in all the time, which I don't understand, because like they wear like wired headphones too, which like I guess if you had earbuds they would fall out. But like I'll constantly wonder how they're not choking themselves.
They're a lot cooler than baseball players though.
Well, but also like with snowboarding, it's just like you can't with baseball, there's like a lot of other people who are having a ball thrown at them and or hit towards them and that sort of thing. So, Julia, what were your overall thoughts?
I mean, woof. Like, I don't even know that I have that much to say about this, to be totally honest, because it's just so, it's like both kind of insubstantial to the point of incoherence, which I guess is like, from you baseball people, is more articulately put by the idea that
Yeah.
we don't understand how baseball is working in this movie at all. But it just seemed like very bare bones, but also in like paint by numbers, while also seeming like very maudlin and a little bit atrocious in its depiction of these children and their lives and his relationship to them. And it's just, I was not a fan.
Be more specific about some of those points.
Well, I just felt like there was so much time put into his gambling debt story and like the various tough guys chasing him and threatening to do stuff to him, and just like it was just so much of the movie. It just seems like that dragged on forever, or came back. Like you thought it was over as just set up for the baseball part of the movie, and then it comes back, and it's just that just like goes on, and then there are just too many like montages of the beaming faces of Black children, to really make me feel comfortable, and to make me feel like these characters were given any kind of like real consideration, as opposed to just like some like very dated Hollywood idea of like kids from the projects. And I just felt like the kind of sentimentality around race was just kind of appalling, and then the rest of the movie just kind of made very little sense, or was so unambitious. Like it attempted very little.
Yeah, I guess like, so a couple of things that I like that it doesn't do the like, it takes kind of the white savior trope and kind of inverts it in a way that I thought was like kind of cool, especially for the time, where like this is a white train wreck and he doesn't really like, he doesn't come in and he's not their salvation. Like really they are kind of his, right? I think the biggest issue, I think one of the big problems with the movie is that it is based on this like journalistic work, right? And what it's trying to do is kind of make reference to all these different things in this book. This guy wrote about, inner city baseball in like the late 1990s in Chicago, and then try and find all those like threads and like make a story out of it. And in so doing, I don't think it knows what story it wants to tell, right? And I think that is its biggest problem. Because there's so many moments in this where I just find it like really delightful, and I love the kids, and like I love the stories behind the kids, and like the way the kids kind of create characters here. And then I also like Keanu Reeves' performance quite a bit, and I like his character and what's going on with him, but they feel like they're like in two different movies. And it's a similar sort of thing to like the problem that I had with Varsity Blues, is that I think its biggest issue is that I was never quite sure watching Varsity Blues if I'm like watching a comedy or a drama. And I'm not really quite sure that the movie knows which it is most of the time either. And like, I think that is my biggest issue here. Like I wanted this movie to be a half hour longer, and also get into lots more detail about three things, as opposed to just kind of like, skating over a whole bunch of different little things all the time. I think the depiction of like, inner city life, as it were, is just kind of an element of its time. And that's just sort of the way it was done in movies like that. And like, that's a bit of a time capsule, and it's not to say it's great, but like that is pretty consistent with the way that the projects, so to speak, were like depicted in movies. So, I give that kind of a little bit of a pass. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I certainly have seen movies that are much more exploitative of the whole sort of like 1990s inner city projects thing than this movie is. I don't know. It's just sort of all over the place, and there's like really lovely things about it that I really love, and then it sort of gets, bogged down by just being so aimless and not enough about baseball. But there are some things I will talk about that I think are nice. We'll get
See,
to that later on.
for me, I kind of wished I was watching Varsity Blues while I was watching this movie.
Yeah.
But like Varsity Blues has like a much more, like, even though I felt like it was kind of like in some ways a slightly cheesy depiction of small town Texas, but I do think it had a much more authentic sense of place.
Yes.
Than this movie does. And I think when the place that you're depicting is is a neighborhood, a predominantly Black neighborhood, like, I think that's like distasteful that you didn't bother to like fill in any of that texture or atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It actually made me do some more research because Cabrini Green was a little bit before my time. They started coming down like when I was in grade school. So of course I heard like horror stories, but I didn't know that much about it. And as I watched the movie, I'm like, like, is this person from Naperville and just scared of cities? And so I did a little bit more research into it. I guess it was pretty bad, but you're right. I felt like the depiction was like, okay, it's not all bad. It's not.
Yeah.
We can be a little more sensitive than this. But what I did enjoy was the jerky coach of the good team.
DB Sweeney?
Yeah, he was awesome. He's really
always
disliked
awesome.
him, so they did a good job. I'm like, oh, this guy, let him wear his headphones.
DB Sweeney is like really great as a I mean, he's been a leading man in a couple things here and there, but he's mostly been a kind of character supporting actor, and he's really great basically at two things, like the sort of like aw shucks guy on the side, or like total douchebag. And he just brings a lot of like, sort of humanity and gravitas to like both of those. But yeah, I thought he was a lot of fun. I thought the guy playing the like president of the baseball league was a lot of fun.
There really are coaches like that. There really are.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
I
thought the movie like it really sort of fires when it's like on the baseball field and it's like focusing on the kids, and like I could have had a lot less of Keanu Reeves' whole, like you mentioned this before, Keanu Reeves' whole story of like gambling debts and all that sort of thing. I could have had that like almost like told and not shown, you know what I mean? Like focus it on him sort of doing this thing and allude to the fact that there's something going on in his life, and don't show us these like very long and drawn out scenes of like him and John Hawkes and something out of like a very kind of farcical mafia movie. whenever they're together, it just feels, it's such a, I don't know, it's trying to be so many different movies and never really lands on a good one, and that's the problem. But the kids have great chemistry. The kids are all very like good performers. I know, child acting as a bugbear of Julia's, like, but I thought all of these very, very well cast in terms of the kids in this movie.
I did think that, I will say, like, they were fine, but I will say that I think the kid who played Jefferson Albert Tibbs,
okay.
I thought that like that could have been much more of a punchline, and like could have been milked more for laughs and stuff, which like he is a bit, but I felt like the performance kind of made it, he brought some dimension to that role.
Yeah.
Kind of like Billy Bob in Varsity Blues.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, that scene where he went to go hide in the like big industrial pipes, that was good. I was worried for him. That was like
Yeah.
one of the only times of the movie where I'm like, oh no, is he going to be okay? You know, I felt a little bit invested, and he did a good job.
Jacki, I meant to ask you this. What is Cabrini Green?
Cabrini Green, it was on the near north side. And it I don't know when it was built, the 70s, the 60s, the 50s, I don't know. It was meant to be affordable housing for like low to middle income families, but then just through neglected bad policy turned into not a great place. So that's the extent that I'm aware of right now. Like I said, I was a little bit before my time. And they were already tearing it down when I was like 9 years old. So I just know that it was a housing project on the near north side.
Gotcha.
Clark and Addison. That's an inside joke for the listeners. During the movie, Keanu Reeves is inviting his love interests to a bar. And he said, oh, I'm going to be at this bar at Clark and Addison. And if you're not from Chicago and you don't know, Clark and Addison is where Wrigley Field is. So, yeah, they were at the Cubby Bear, I think.
Speaking of Wrigley Field, Sammy Sosa has a cameo.
Right. Oh my, that was so cheesy. I laughed so much at that. Like, you know,
it was so obvious that they were not filmed. Like, his shots and the shots of the children reacting to him were like clearly not filmed in any kind of spatio-temporal relation to each other.
And it wasn't even the stadium that they depicted in no way looked like Wrigley Field. In no way looked like Wrigley Field.
Wasn't that supposed to be Comiskey?
It didn't look like Comiskey either.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be Comiskey.
Really? Because if they're on the near north side, it would make more sense that they were. No, I'm going to blow this up. You know how I know it was supposed to be Wrigley? Because I can picture the scene where they're waving at Sammy Sosa and he's on the third base side in the on deck circle, which means that they're at Wrigley.
Okay, I'll have to look into this because I could have sworn like in the text it said something about the game was happening, like when he's listening to the thing on the radio.
Right.
The game was going to be happening at Comiskey, but I don't know.
They could mention Sammy Sosa by name, but could not mention Frank Thomas by name, and had to call him the Big Hurt.
The Big Hurt.
I'm like, oh, they didn't get the rights to Frank Thomas's name.
I did like the nod to John Garland and Kerry Wood, though, and I'm like, oh, that puts us.
That would have been a good game. Yeah, that would have been a good game.
I'm like, okay, I know. So this is the year like 2000, essentially.
Yeah.
Because for the two of them to be matching up,
they made the playoffs that year. I remember that year.
Did they really in 2000?
Yeah, that was my first. That was my first year of college, and I remember being at the game, and they went out first round to the Mariners.
Oh, was that the year the Mariners were like awesome and then collapsed?
Yes.
And, yeah.
Yes. They won like a trillion games.
Oh, and then of course the fucking Yankees won the World Series. All right, yeah, it's all coming back to me now.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yankees Mets, yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
Okay. Robin
the
Ventura
Subway Series.
But then I also remember that one because again I was in college and I was trying to impress a gentleman who I ended up dating for a while, but because we were watching the game and I was trying to predict like where the next pitch would be, like I'd go low and out for this one, and then it would happen. He'd be like, "Whoa!" I'm like, "Yeah, that's right.
Whoa,
we should date." I don't know. I know about baseball, so that's how I remember things.
One of the reasons why I married my wife is because on our first date, she knew what the infield fly rule was. So,
nice.
It does work sometimes.
Nice.
Yeah, I was tired of dating people who didn't know shit about baseball. So, that became a priority for me. Anyhow, what were we talking about? We were talking about Hardball.
We're talking about Cabrini Green. What do you know about Cabrini Green? And I was like, I know it's on the near north
side.
Side.
Yes.
Like
Michael B. Jordan, little baby Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan, that was awesome.
Yeah. I also, so another thing I like about this movie is that I like when Keanu Reeves plays like a normal guy. Keanu Reeves doesn't play enough normal guys, and I feel like he actually does normal guy like pretty well. This movie would be a lot, I think, less watchable if not for the way that he is kind of giving it his all in this performance. And I also like, here's another thing I'll say about it. I also like that the way that they set up the speaking of the white savior trope, right? The way that they set up him landing this gig is because his like friend or brother or whoever the fuck that guy is, I don't know, understand why he knows that guy. But the guy who's like the banker guy, does it to quote unquote give back to the community. And it's like purely like the way they make it obvious that it's purely like, you know, this kind of callous
transactional.
Transactional thing where they're like trying to make themselves look good, and they don't want to do it. And I thought that was actually pretty ahead of its time, in terms of calling out that sort of bullshit within the context of what this movie is saying. So yeah, I like those two things. What are your thoughts on Keanu Reeves?
I kind of felt like the two halves didn't like. I agree with your point about the regular guidance and how that's always nice to see. I kind of felt that the transition seemed a little bit unearned. Like I believed him as the, uh, you know, gambling addict,
Mm-hmm.
and then I believed him as the coach, but that and the like invested coach. But then the two didn't kind of like the arc between the two wasn't entirely satisfactory for him to me.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. I think that one of the things that would have made it better and also would have made Diane Lane's use in this movie
Oh my god.
more justifiable is if somehow the script had managed to find a way to like make his transition both about them and about her. Because it seems like the idea is that he's like opening himself up to human connection since his dad died or whatever. He's got daddy issues that are alluded to, and like that's never really explored. But if it had been more about both like his love for her and his love for these boys, and that had played out more, yeah, I could see it better. And I agree that the biggest weakness is like the way he just sort of suddenly changes his mind, right? And we like, and it's weird because we never really get the sense that he likes baseball either, which is another thing that really kind of needs to be established in a movie like this. Is like he's got to have baseball issues. It's like, you know, what Gordon Gecko, whatever his name. What's his name in fucking not Gordon Gecko? What's his name in Mighty Ducks? That guy, Gordon. It's got some insane last name. Jackie, what's his name?
I have no idea, John. What are you talking about?
Jesus Christ. In the Mighty Ducks, immediately west of his last name is something insane. It's Gordon something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, I'll think of it later.
Okay.
He has hockey issues, right? And like that's part of the whole thing is that he's got like hockey trauma. And I also needed Keanu to have baseball trauma, right? That he had like that all of it is being resolved like through this. If you're going to make it kind of about him and about his like healing as much as anything else, then you need to, I don't know, explore more as to how these dots all connect. The dots don't connect. Like that is the biggest issue, I think.
Right.
Here.
Even like a throwaway line like, come on, man, you used to play D1 in college. Like that would have been okay, I would have gotten it. Okay, cool. He used to play, but
and like that's why he's a gambling addict because like he you know failed at baseball. Like it's easy. It's you can do that.
That's a very believable storyline.
Yeah. It's Gordon Bombay. I told you it's an
like
insane last name.
Wow.
How do you get that last name? I don't know.
It's like a James Bond knockoff.
It's like a name that George Costanza made up for like one of his alter egos.
I have to say, like, I did laugh out loud, and I thought it was like so cute when he shows up to the classroom in his like business suit, and it's like the pants don't fit, and the tie's like slightly off, and he's got the briefcase and he drops it, and I was like, I felt very sad for him, but I also thought it was a very like nice little adorable Keanu Reeves comedy moment. So
I liked that moment too. I was watching it, and my daughters came by. They're like, "Why are you laughing?" I'm like, "Because his briefcase is all over the place, babe. It's all over the floor right now."
Classic.
That's funny. Classic.
Classic slapstick humor. Yeah. All right. What else is good about it? What else can we say that does work? Again, I think like half an hour longer and a little bit more time in the script and character development, and you have a much better movie. But I think trying to cram it into like the 90-minute format is part of, or I guess it's like 100 minutes, but like, I don't know. It just definitely felt too short for what it was at least trying to accomplish. And I think that's one of the big problems. But what else is good?
We talked about Miles already, right?
We did.
talked about Miles. I liked him because I think
Miles.
everyone that plays baseball is at least a little neurodivergent.
Well, if you're good at it, yeah, I think that's. And I just like the whole thing, like the dance and everything is just it's so great. Like it's such like for a young and basically I don't think he ever did anything else. I think this is the only movie he was ever in. And so for a young and like inexperienced performer to like do that, right, and just have this like moment, the timing of it's so great, where he's like shaking his hips, like the smile on his face, and then he does the pitch. Like it's all very good. It was very well kind of realized.
You know what part? I'm sorry that you're talking about things that we liked, and I just thought of something I didn't like.
That's fine. You can do that.
But like during the movie, during the games, where they're trying to get the kids into the game, and the other team starts heckling Miles, the pitcher, with the rally. The pitcher's name is Sally, and in the championship game, the parents are doing it too.
Yeah, parents are assholes.
Some bullshit.
Yeah.
The parents are doing it.
But that's like realistic. Like sports parents are assholes. I mean,
yes, they are, but not like that. They're more baseball parents are more quietly malicious. They're not going to like have a big old cheer. They're just gonna be like and like say some shit like off to the side.
Yeah.
They don't want any of the smoke. They want to just be terrible people with none of the smoke.
No, I admit that I was like, "Oh, that's a lot."
Yeah.
when I was watching that scene as well. I do like one of my favorite moments in the movie is after at the end of the funeral when what's his name in the what's I don't want to say Keanu Reeves all the time. What's the character's name? It's something super Irish.
Conor
O'Neill.
Conor O'Neill.
Okay. O'Neill. That's right. When O'Neill is like asking them if they want to play. And I think they say, "Damn right, bitch."
Yeah, they call him a bitch. I'm like,
or hell yeah, bitch. No. And that's okay. So that's the other thing that this movie gets wrong is like this should not have been a PG-13 movie. This should have been an R movie.
Yeah.
Because like the way that the lack of F-bombs and the way that they're forcing him to say frickin' all the time. And I'm like, that is not what this character would say while he is trying to, argue for his life against bookies. And that just felt distracting. Like the lack of swearing felt like very distracting to me. So yeah, this should not have ever been conceived as a PG-13 project, right? It should have always been rated R, but that's annoying.
I mean, that kind of speaks to the unwieldiness of it, or the way it doesn't know what it is, like the way the halves of it don't coalesce.
Yeah.
One thing I don't know if I liked it as much as I found it was interesting. I don't know how you guys felt about the way that the ending kind of revealed itself. Like we're at the championship game. G-Baby is up to bat, and like it just cuts off really fast, like to him dropping them off at the beginning. And I remember watching like, wait, what? Like, I thought my thumb slipped on the phone. Like, did I miss a whole part of it? Like, what happened in the movie? And then, like, they kind of, like, explore a different storyline and then come back to the game. And I was like, oh, that's a nice little trope, the way that they did that. I don't know. Maybe that's just because I'm a baby movie watcher. Like,
so we had a discussion last time about how sports movies go.
Yeah.
I think, Jackie, you're saying one of two ways, like either they win or they lose nobly.
Yep.
Did you two, as bigger sports movie connoisseurs, have any doubt? Did you think it might have gone the other way, or were you like, no, they're going to win?
No, I thought I was going to. I didn't know which way it's going to go. You never know which way it's going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My gut was that he was going to let G-Baby bat, and it would have lost them the game, but won them the game of life. You know what I mean? Like that trope.
Yeah.
Like they won lessons that they will carry with them for it actually. So yeah, I mean, the problem is like it all builds up to the championship game. Like at least with Varsity Blues, the whole point of the movie is the championship game, right? And everything, all the stakes are about positioning themselves to win the championship through, magical healing drugs or whatever. Whereas again, in this movie, it's like, well, why are you good now? Like, how come you used to get beaten like 17-1 and now you're like 2-2? Why do you have a second good pitcher aside from Miles? Like, when did that happen? There's it just feels like an entire like plot lines are just missing from this movie, and I don't know.
I also found it a little weird that when he's giving his speech at G-Baby's funeral, it's all about that one. The whole thing is just about how it's his one at bat, and like how it all taught us something wonderful, and we all lived life to the fullest in that beautiful sports moment. And it was just like, you were his like mentor / teacher. Like you can't, you have nothing to say about him except that he like hit a ball one time.
Yeah. It's a good point. So I think the speech is actually like quite lovely. Like I think the way that Keanu Reeves like delivers that speech is actually like I was actually genuinely kind of moved by it. But yeah, in terms of like the logic of the universe of the movie, yes, it doesn't quite stack up. One of my favorite scenes is when G-Baby is negotiating the contract.
Yes.
For Kofi. And like the way that, Keanu comes back with his counter offer, and he's like, I will discuss it with my client. I'm like, that's so ridiculous, but like, he plays that scene with like a smile on his face, and I think that really sells it, right? And like the scene where he says to Diane Lane, like, I think you like me. That's such a cute scene. Like, I love that scene, but I don't know. It's just all these like littered nice scenes throughout the movie that just get sort of bogged down by. I like John Hawkes' character too, but like from a different movie, I thought the whole thing of him being obsessed with like selling fake tickets and, him being the one with the real gambling problem, which by the way, at the end of the movie, they're just like, he has a gambling problem. Oh, well, it's like played as a joke. It's so confusing. It's so weird.
And why is like the English teacher in a position to offer employment to a gambling addict?
Because like no other person works at that school.
Well, there's a bunch of nuns. I also, because I knew they were talking about Diane Lane, like in the beginning when they're talking about the evil teacher and how she's like super old.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's cute. That's a funny joke. Because that is how kids talk about anybody who's like over the age of 30.
No, I like that. It's like, I've tried it with Miss Lane. She ain't doing it.
It ain't happening.
She ain't having it.
She ain't having it. She ain't having it. That's what he says. Yeah. It's pretty funny. No, I think that having worked at similar kinds of institutions, when you are in need of a certain position, pretty much any teacher can just like suggest a person, and then they'd be like, fine, see if he wants the job. So I didn't find
that movie. It was Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit. They already made that one.
I didn't find that part too unbelievable. Yeah, but nobody else works at the school. It's super weird. Like, he shows up and there's nobody there aside from her, who seems to teach every class or whatever. I do think, like, I would love to see this, or like something adapted from this book in like a 8-part television series kind of thing, because I would imagine like it's actually a very interesting story about the intersection between sports and like inner city life of the 1990s, and the way that like corporations are trying to kind of like whitewash their image by this kind of like volunteer activism thing, right, that they would do at the time. Like, I imagine there's a lot there to reveal about that sort of era in Chicago's history, and the way that sports interacts with it. I just think that this movie is trying to like fictionalize too many ideas from a nonfiction book, and then ends up kind of never really getting any of them right, and that is unfortunate, because I like the kids and I like baseball and I like inspiring stories of like a washed out dude who learns to love again because of sports. It's always a nice trope, but yeah, I'd love to see them like use the source material to do something much more interesting than this, because I feel like that is available, but like this is just not the right format for it, right?
Did it make you want to read the book?
It did, actually. Like, I really do want to read the book now.
Yeah.
This is kind of what happened with Friday Night Lights, right? Was that like they decided that like the movie had to be too streamlined and had to fit a Hollywood arc like too closely, and that the source material was a lot richer, and that's how the TV show came to be, right?
Yeah, and I mean, in both cases, like Peter Berg was responsible for both things, right? And I think that's basically it. Yeah, that I think because the movie was so good, but also fell short of the book, and that this idea of like prestige television was a fairly new thing, that those two things kind of coalesced. But yeah, I think sure, why not with this? Like, tell me more of the stories. I'd love to see that. We haven't had like a good baseball TV show in a very long time. So
that's
in
true.
fact, when was the last time we had a good baseball TV show? Are there any? I didn't even think of
I'm thinking. I'm like,
Did either of you see the League of Their Own series? Because I was interested to.
I forgot it existed.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it.
I'd be kind of interested to see it, because apparently it like leans more into or covers more the like queer aspect of the story, and like the queer women who are involved in the league and stuff like that. So my interest was piqued.
Yeah,
it was canceled after one season, right? And people were pissed off about that. Was it Amazon that had it? Who was it?
I have no idea. I know that it existed. I just, life.
Yeah, I'd forgotten it existed until you mentioned it. I guess Eastbound and Down, right? I think that's like the most recent baseball oriented TV show. Yeah,
there's any. I'm like, I don't know. Didn't Tony Danza's character in Who's the Boss, wasn't he a baseball player? I don't know.
Cheers, Sam Malone, obviously.
Oh yeah. Cheers. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking of.
But Cheers is not about baseball. No, but the Tony Danza thing is because in the opening credits he like slides into home plate famously.
Okay.
During the opening credit montage. So,
no, and after I watched this movie, I got kind of curious about where it fell in regards to other baseball movies timeline wise.
Yeah.
And like this is really in a baseball movie kind of what I would consider a little bit of a drought there, because I looked at the movies that were surrounding it. I'm like, a far cry from like the early to mid 90s when every baseball movie was amazing.
Yeah. Until For Love of the Game, and then went on down.
Even that one was way better than this one.
Oh, okay. All right.
I like that one better.
I mean, from a baseball perspective, yeah, I think.
Yeah, it had more baseball acumen. Like, I'm like, okay, I believe that. I can see the process. Kelly Preston aside,
Yeah, it was you. Yeah, that's a big aside.
It's a very big aside.
Well, it's interesting. You talked about like how you, Jackie, how you felt like nobody involved in the making of this movie knew or cared about baseball, and like, I think it like you can really see the difference in sports movies. Like, I think I've mentioned this movie on this podcast before, but EFIS. Like I don't know that much about baseball, and like the movie, like the structure of the movie is so much based on like what's happening in the game. Like, right, like it's like organized around the ins and outs of this one game. And like even though I couldn't really follow that part, like it's still, I think the movie was still better for me because of it. Like it still felt like it was like thought out and detailed and came from a place of real love of the game in a way that like this movie just doesn't have that same quality to it.
Yeah, it's the sentence I kept coming back to, Julia. I'm like, whoever wrote this does not love baseball. Because baseball movies, you can fall into this really sentimental pocket, and it's a really nice place to be. And this one it didn't quite get there for me.
There is a moment where I don't know. There's just something about, I'm always a sucker for the sound of like kids hitting baseballs off aluminum bats. And the way that like that is just such this like quintessential baseball sort of like romance, feeling sound.
I noticed it too. I'm like, wow, when was the last time I saw a baseball movie with like aluminum bats? Like, I played with when I was growing up. So
Yep.
That's a good sound.
So interestingly, this was the second movie written by John Gatins. I think I've said his name 3 different ways so far in this podcast, so probably one of them is right.
One of them is right.
His first movie, speaking of movies that are like a baseball movie that's not about baseball, and part of this sort of like baseball movie drought that you're talking about was also from 2001, and that was the movie Summer Catch. So there you go.
With Freddie Prinze Jr., is that one?
That is
terrible.
Freddie Prinze Jr. And Matthew Lillard and Wilmer Valderrama.
Yeah.
Jessica Biel. It's a very 2001 kind of cast.
It's very like Ebert said, like it's a genre movie. I looked at this list of baseball movies and it didn't get good again until like 2005. So
with what movie in 2005?
With the Red Sox movie with the fever pitch. Which
okay. Also,
but that one that was
heard it here first, folks. Jacki Krestel says that Fever Pitch is the beginning of the renaissance of baseball movies.
Well, no, it's just one that it didn't fall flat. That one didn't fall flat for me. That was believable as a comedy first, and then it also had good baseball stuff.
It does, yes.
So the baseball was an added bonus, but it was a rom-com, which I've never met a rom-com I didn't love. So
I think that's a really I love the observation that you made about like baseball acumen. I think is really important because baseball is something that, for it to work in film, like you need to have the kind of romance about it, right? And to make that work, you have to like love it. And I feel, I mean, the scene at Wrigley or Comiskey to be determined, whatever it's supposed to be, is like the classic supposed to be the like falling in love with baseball, isn't baseball romantic scene. And it's like the encapsulation of how much it fails to do that, being their icon that they're like waving at is Sammy Sosa. Which, like, living in the present and thinking of like Sammy Sosa as being the guy that you're like, oh my god, you're my hero, it's almost too perfect. That
it was like that though. It was.
Oh, I know it was, but it's like, yeah, like I remember the McGuire Sosa thing, right? Like, but it's just so funny to think of it as how artificial the whole Sammy Sosa thing was, and then like how artificial this movie is when it comes to baseball. Like, it's almost a perfect metaphor for like everything it kind of gets wrong. But I fully buy that like that's who they would want to see, right? Like Sammy Sosa.
I also feel that like baseball fans especially, and I'm speaking from experience because this is me too, we are snobby. We are snobby about baseball. So if you are a casual fan, we're going to pick up on that. We're like, okay, do you really know ball, or do you just go to games sometimes? So I feel like this movie might have been enjoyable for someone who is a casual fan, because then they wouldn't need those storylines. But when I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, first of all, and like the baseball things, but then just even like the less things, like, okay, they went to this game, which is supposed to be the crosstown, right? You're just going to walk in, get second row seats to the crosstown, like on a whim. You can't do that. Those tickets are out for months.
You can if your best friend is John Hawkes, who like gets those tickets and scalps them constantly. Okay. Right? I think that's the idea. Like, that's how he got him. See,
I didn't track that. And then like, it was so funny. I was watching it on my phone and I showed it to my husband, the Cub fan, who also just laughed at it. I'm like, that's so stupid. I'm like, I know, it's so dumb.
Speaking of the snob thing, though, we in the early 2000s in Boston had a somewhat misogynistic term for that, which was pink hats. That was code for like the sort of people jumping on the Red Sox bandwagon because it was trendy and cool at the time, and responsible for ticket prices going up, essentially. But it was when the Red Sox introduced the pink version of the Red Sox hat, which is like, I'm sorry, the Red Sox hat is dark blue and red. It is not pink. Specifically targeted towards women. But it wasn't like, the pink hat thing wasn't necessarily like an anti-women's fan thing. It was just a sort of like, nah, look at me. Like, I'm gonna, I'm wearing this cute thing to, hang out at the baseball game and not care or understand anything, but sing Sweet Caroline or some bullshit. So yeah, I am familiar with what you are.
We are a snobby bunch, and I feel comfortable. I'm self-aware enough to know. So
I'm wondering what the like contemporary equivalent for that term.
What, for pink hat?
For the Knicks would be.
Oh god.
That's what we're living through right now in New York. Everybody's been a Knicks fan for like the past 10 minutes.
Well, bandwagon is like the general way of talking about it, that you jump on the bandwagon.
Which, by the way, I've said, if anybody wants to jump on the White Sox bandwagon this year, that's completely fine. There's tons of room. You just have to pay me $5.
Okay, all right.
For penance.
That's not so bad.
Yeah.
Just joking.
No, I mean, look, it's you have a papal gateway. You can be like, it's my, if you're Catholic, you can be like, it's your Catholic responsibility to be a White Sox fan.
Tithe on that, yeah.
I love that he just, every dignitary who visits him gives him White Sox crap.
Oh, yeah.
For the mayor of Chicago,
you can see it.
Chicago, who is a big Cub fan, and like gave him a bunch of Cub stuff to kind of like stick it to him. I'm like,
oh boy,
take that, Pope.
I love having a baseball Pope. I love baseball Pope.
I love that he was like on Fox in 2005, like when they found like there's that found that image. That's crazy. So
he's from where's he from? Dalton, yeah,
something like that,
which is about 10 minutes from where I grew up.
Oh,
yeah.
So you're basically Pope when you think about it.
No, I remember when that happened too, because they were calling him Chicago Pope. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
If stolen valor goes both ways, then that's not Chicago Pope. That is Southwest Suburban Pope.
Yeah, okay, but like, it's a pun on Chicago Hope. So,
yeah,
Chicago Pope. It's you got to give it to him.
Yeah,
you can't say whatever fucking suburb you were just talking about, Pope. Again, Jackie, you're from Chicago. I don't care what suburb it is. Like,
you're gonna get me beat up.
Well, you're not the one saying it. I am, and I'm just saying that, like, for everybody else in the world, you're from Chicago.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, just as I'm from Boston, even though I wasn't even born in the U.S. Like, I'm still from Boston. That is how it is. All right. You know what else is really funny? I noticed about this movie concerning 1999. When it was in theaters, alongside American Pie 2, which came out much sooner than I remember it coming out after American Pie 1, just less than 2 years later. So, and yeah, pretty awful timing. September 14th, 2001. Like, imagine getting that release date and then being like, oh, cool. This is what everybody's going to be in the mood to see. And yet somehow they were, and it made back its budget pretty easily. So really a post 9/11 movie when you think about it. Your quintessential post 9/11 film.
Yeah.
Hardball.
If you don't love it, the terrorists win.
Right. You must go see Keanu Reeves drunkenly coach baseball, or the terrorists get their way. They win. That's how.
Do you think the real Keanu Reeves has ever smoked a cigarette in his life? Because that's something else that I noticed. Whenever he was like smoking, it was just like his mannerisms were very like, I'm like, I don't think that dude smokes.
I think he used to, actually. I think he definitely used to. I'm not sure, like, again, what the ratings board allowed in terms of drinking and smoking to get a PG-13 rating at that point. But I think a lot of the reasons why he's not, like, the cigarette's not lit, it's just dangling in his mouth, is like you were only allowed a certain number of minutes of smoking to get PG-13, which, again, this movie never should have been PG-13. It's just weird choices all around.
I mean, I think that, like, at some point somebody decided, like some marketing or producer person decided it was like going to be a current day Bad News Bears, and I think that's why they were going for the PG-13 rating.
And the thing is, like, right, so if you're gonna do that,
yeah,
and like, better movie.
Yeah.
Right, like, that's a better movie. And that's really what the frustration is. Like, I genuinely just adore the moment where they put Miles back on the mound and they all just start singing the Notorious B.I.G. song to him.
And the parents stopped heckling in order to do that. That was nice. A moment.
Especially like Keanu doing it, getting really into it, and like doing the movements and everything else. Like, that's such a lovely little scene. And yeah, this movie made me want so many other movies that it doesn't do. And that is always like the most frustrating kind of movie for me. But anyways,
how can you not be romantic about baseball? You watch Hardball. That's how to not be romantic about baseball.
There are worse movies about baseball to not be romantic about baseball about. But yeah.
Would you all like watch any movie about baseball? Like, if it is about baseball, are kind of like, I'm in, I'll give it a shot, or no, you need some kind of.
Not really, because I mean, I hadn't seen this one before, so
that's true.
Yeah, no, not really.
Unless it's doing like Christian propaganda, sure, I'll watch any movie about baseball. Although having said that, I've never seen Summer Catch because I saw the trailer and I was like, that looks terrible. And so I didn't. But
don't. That's bad.
I think I'd watch Summer Catch now because, like, you know, just seeing all those actors from 2001 in a movie together again would be kind of fun. But apparently it's real bad. The writer then also after this went on to write Coach Carter, which is another inspirational football movie or basketball movie. Sorry, it's a basketball movie. That's the one with Samuel.
He kind of
L.
made the
Jackson.
rounds there.
He did. Yeah. And then was nominated for an Oscar for writing the Denzel Washington drama Flight in 2012. So there you go. And then in 2017 wrote Kong Skull Island, a movie that is awesome, but I don't remember for its script. Followed by the Power Rangers movie in 2017.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
Very weird career.
Yeah.
for this dude. Who also has 26 actor credits. So I guess he is just a Renaissance man.
Yeah, look
through
out.
and through. Who knows? All right. Anyhow, anything else to say about Hardball before we...
We haven't talked about Michael B. Jordan, really.
We can talk about Michael B. Jordan. I hate the way that his character ends.
I was gonna say, like, I was so disappointed, and I didn't see how they got there. Like, they showed Jamal with like the gang members. I'm like,
yeah.
Wait a second, when did he get there?
Yeah.
So,
well, because he was kicked off the team for being
there's no baseball.
8 days too young or whatever it was. Yeah, it's heartbreaking, and like I really another thing that I just was very kind of mad at the movie about was just like not bringing him back. And like, you know, like you break every other rule, just like fucking bring back Jamal. Yeah, weird choice, but certainly you can see Michael B. Jordan like being a good young actor here, right? Like you can watch that performance and be like, yeah, I can see how he turned into the Oscar winner, Michael B. Jordan, for sure.
Yeah, I hated how the whole idea that he was in a gang, which is like annoyingly cheesy in and of itself, was just like, oh, he's in a black hoodie.
Yeah.
You know what's happened here.
Oh no, he's wearing a bandana.
Yeah. But then I did kind of find myself wondering, like, did this movie get him the audition for The Wire?
That's a great question. Yeah. When does The Wire start? 2003?
2002, I think. 2002, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so it's quite possible. Just that one scene of him in a black hood in the projects that gets him The Wire. I don't know. Yeah, it's a weird choice. There's something very like disturbing about the whole kind of like falling to the dark side. Like characterization of that was, I don't know, it was fucking weird. But I liked all the kids. I thought they were all good performances, and I would like to see more out of them. But I was disappointed to see that a bunch of them just like never did anything else, and a few of them have done the odd thing like here and there. But yeah, it's a very well cast in terms of the children, and that is a difficult thing for any movie to do. In fact, I think the casting in general is like very good, but like you don't need Diane Lane to play that role. You can just
oh my god, it's just so freaking thankless.
You could have Kelly Preston do that. That's a Kelly Preston role.
Yeah. And just the whole idea of how much she has to chase him, I just found it.
Yeah.
It annoyed me on principle.
Yeah. Yes. After the scene at the sports, what's it called? Sluggers? At Sluggers. Yeah. I was like, no. Like you can't have her like still be into him. That's okay, whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there was no reason why that should be.
Because
and it would make me like her character less if we're just because he's cute. Like, come on, Diane. Like,
no, because the kids love him, and so there's something to love.
And they're never wrong.
The kids are never wrong. children are never wrong. This is a very famous, true thing that is true, that we all know.
They never really explored her relationship with the kids that much either. So
again, this movie needs to be set like a lot longer and like more thoughtful.
Yeah, I mean, I think it did no work to really portray her as an individual in her own right at all. But I do think that despite that, Lane does make her concern and love for the children feel honest, even though the writing does not.
I think that's fair. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Any John
Really
Garland
hardball.
thoughts? No. That's about Kerry Wood and John Garland. Two up and comers squaring off. I mean, the movie did get that right. There's that, because I was like, oh, this wasn't written in the future. Like they really did not know how good Kerry Wood and John Garland were going to be. So, all right, there you go. There's something.
There we go.
The movie got baseball right. Was the unless that was just an actual radio broadcast.
No, I'm pretty sure it was not.
Okay, fair enough. So we'll give credit to the writer for accurately predicting that Kerry Wood and John Garland were going to be great pitchers. Last thing before we go, Keanu Reeves. What are your thoughts on Keanu Reeves, the both of you?
Do I have to go first?
Yeah, you have to go first, Jackie. What are your Keanu Reeves thoughts?
I just, you guys were like singing his praises for this movie too, but like I didn't find him believable. I really didn't. It seemed overacted, and I don't know. So I mean, I haven't seen terribly many Keanu Reeves movies. I enjoyed him in The Matrix. That was believable because that was like I don't know why, but anyway. The White Sox won. I don't know. Okay. What about you, Julia?
I think I sometimes agree with the kind of pejorative assessment of Keanu as kind of like blank hunk. I do think that is sometimes a fair assessment, but I do think he definitely has more than that he can access at times. And so like, I mean, like, I think I love all the things that people do love him for, all the films. I think somewhat controversially, I don't like him as I don't like Point Break really that much as a movie.
Yeah, we talked about that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just didn't work for me, and I think he is a big part of why. Although Patrick Swayze is a bigger part. But yeah, and I like actually I do. I mean, I think he's like incredibly well suited for The Matrix.
Yeah.
I love him in Something's Gotta Give to the extent that I want like I don't understand why you would pick like crusty old annoying Jack Nicholson over Keanu Reeves in that movie. It's like boggles my mind. And I do actually kind of like him in Much Ado About Nothing, which I think
me too.
Somewhat of a controversial take.
I liked him in Speed, but I'm trying to remember, did I like him in Speed or did I just really like Sandra Bullock in Speed?
No, you liked him in Speed. Like everything about Speed's awesome, and he's great in Speed. And
isn't he just generally known in real life just to be a really nice guy?
Well, that's the other thing. Like he is like Earth's best person.
So we can forgive a little overacting sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I do think like, he definitely is someone who has to match the material. And I do like when he kind of pushes himself a little bit out of his comfort zone. And in this movie, I don't think that he is like the natural fit for this character, but I think that's part of what sort of makes it work. That I don't always buy him as the character, but I do buy the kind of like weird schizophrenic thing that he's going through here, because there is something very like pure and soulful about Keanu Reeves. Even though he's quite good at playing someone who's like a giant mess. So yeah, I tend to think that he is limited by the material, that he needs very, very good writing to really do a good performance, or something that really kind of matches his kind of tone, be that The Matrix or Speed or something along those lines. But I also I also just really admire him for being an actor who challenges himself to be kind of outside of his natural comfort zone. And I always just find him really magnetic, just as like a presence. Like I always root for him. Like I want him to like be great and stuff, you know, even when he kind of falls short. And I think there's just something about the appeal. Like you want Keanu Reeves in the world. Like, I don't even know how to say it, but you know, he's just so winning and charming and like just like a lovely person who really does love what he does, and like that comes through even when the performances aren't necessarily always awesome. But like My Own Private Idaho I think is great, and yeah, I mean in Much Ado, you know, Don John is the character is kind of a buffoonish, evil, you know, gross character, and like he plays that very well. Like I think it's actually a very good casting for the particular role. And I also just love that, like I love him and Alex Winter, and I love like their friendship and how they're like still BFFs and like the two like coolest people on earth, and that they're like doing Waiting for Godot together now. it's like it's great. He's great. And like Duke Kaboom in Toy Story 4. Come on. Like how can you not love Keanu in Toy Story 4? So yeah, I don't think anybody will ever say he is the greatest actor who's ever lived, but there's just something so like I don't know what it is. It's hard to put my finger on, but I do love him. Always. And Speed is just
I love Speed.
Perfect fucking movie. So yay, Keanu. I'm glad you're alive. And I'm glad you have a cool girlfriend who's like normal.
Yeah, I was gonna mention having an age appropriate partner.
Yeah.
Hey.
In Hollywood. Kinda.
Yeah. Yeah. Age appropriate and also like normal looking. And I think like beautiful. Like she's a very beautiful woman, but like she has gray hair. You know, like it's cool. Yeah. And they don't make a big deal of their relationship, and like yet will also like post cute things on social media of them kissing and stuff. Like it's great. He's awesome. He's the best.
He was in the Paula Abdul Rush video. I'm like looking at his
wait, was he really?
Yes. Ooh.
Don't remember that.
Uncredited as Jeff. Oh.
Jeff.
Okay. Who is credited in a
Keanu Reeves.
Is that the one with the cat? Is the cat in that one?
No, that's Opposites Attract.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the ballad.
DJ Skedat or whatever. What's the name of that cat?
He plays a James Dean role in that. That's
Shut up.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm John. I got it.
I'm telling you. What are we looking at? What are we looking at?
No, we're looking at his IMDb.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. We can go now.
Okay.
We can be done. Unless you guys have anything else you want to say on the matter.
Go White Sox. First place.
Go White Sox. Watch any version of the Bad News Bears. I think they're all pretty good. Instead of this. And go watch The Wire for better young Michael B. Jordan performances. And then go watch Speed. And then you will have gotten all the good things from this movie. And there you go.
Giving people a lot of homework this time.
Yes. All right. Jacki, fun to talk to you again.
Yeah, always nice. Thank you very much for having me on.
Thanks, Jacki.
We'll do a good baseball one with you at some point. We'll just do a good baseball movie, just so like we can talk about a good baseball movie with you, even if it has nothing to do with anything that we talk about in this podcast. Just because I think you've earned it at this point. You can find us on social media at 99 the Podcast, at John Brooks, at Julia Sermons, and you can find Jacki at Jacki.
Yep.
Just with an I. There's no E or Y.
Right.
Jacki. Is there a story behind that, by the way?
There is.
What's the story?
There is. So actually my name is Jacqueline. That's my full name. And when my mother wanted to spell it Jcki, but when I went to school and to kindergarten, they asked me what my name is, and I said it was Jacki. They taught it to me with an IE, so I spelled it that way for most of my life. Actually, not most of my life anymore. I'm too old. But I spelled it that way until late high school. And my grandmother, who was living in Ireland, and we used to be pen pals, she used to write my name without the E. And I asked my mom why my grandmother didn't know how to spell my name. And she said, well, actually, we wanted it without the E, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, that's the way you learned it, so we just let it go. And I said, Mom, if that's the way that you wanted me to spell it, then that's the way I'll spell it. So that's why I changed it.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
I like that story. Also really felt the for most of my life thing.
Right.
Hard.
Oh, not most of my life anymore.
Because I realize I say that too, and I'm like, wait, that's I'm talking about like 15 years. For most of my life to that point, which wasn't very much.
Right.
But that's too complicated to say. All right, well, I feel old. Find Jacki on social media without an E. And
baseball.com without an E.
Yes. That too. Go White Sox, because I got nothing else left. And we will see you next time.
Throw your hands in the air if you's a true player. To the honeys, getting money, playing niggas like dummies. You gotta come up in your waist, please don't shoot up the place. Cause I see some ladies tonight that should be having my baby. Straight up, honey, really, I'm asking. Most of these niggas think they be macking, but they be acting. Who they attracting with that line? What's your name? What's your sign? Soon as he buy that wine, I just creep up from behind and ask you what your interests are. Who you be?